So I'm here with Dion, Maine, and we're at a cafe for your second book signing for your first ever book. How is it all feeling? The first time you held that new book in your hands?
Yeah, it was pretty good. 3 years in the making, and very excited to do that and then share that with Paul as well. It was a big relief, to tell the truth, and for sales to go as well as they have been, it's exceptional.
Tell me a bit about the book.
Okay, so 16th century, the Spanish were the world power, and the English and the Dutch really wanted to defeat them. There was a lot of gold going on in the day and explorations. So the rich aristocrats of the Dutch and English formed an allegiance, and they wanted to disrupt the gold supply. And to tell the truth, it was actually in New Guinea that the Spanish had found gold. So yeah, they sent a captain down this way, and a lot of murder and pillaging and all that happened, and unfortunately a indigenous island became involved. So yeah, the story itself spans 20 years, even across the Spanish Armada. So yeah, I tailed all that in, and then a bit of revenge at the end.
This historic event that you've based the story off, where did you first hear about it, and what really hooked you in and made you feel I need to write a book about this?
Yeah, so I'd seen an interview with Chris Hemsworth, and he wanted to do a movie with his family, and I'd seen a lot of movies myself with the start of the American Revolution, stuff like that, and the English with the Spanish Armada, and I did a little bit of research, and I wondered why, when the Dutch came across Australia, why they didn't shout to the world that they discovered a landmass. And when I looked into it and found the gold and how close the Spanish were to the Australia itself, I got the brain working and imagination, and went from there. Just amazing, the world events, and nothing really came about for another 200 years regarding Australia.
It's a big process to write any book in any circumstance, but I understand that there's some unique challenges to writing a book in the regions. Can you tell me a bit about some of the challenges that you've had writing it in Mackay?
For myself, I couldn't find a great deal of local help. I just didn't know where to go to. I was lucky with a primary school principal, my teacher Paul Richardson. He's an author himself, 4 books, and I reached out to him. So he was able to take my story on board, the manuscript, and really transformed it into a tremendous story that it is today. So with descriptive detail and dialogue, he made it so everyone could read, and I'm forever grateful for that. Yeah, so we went from there trying to find publishers or even editors, and we end up self-publishing. So, but if we had been in a bigger city, I believe, yes, things may have been a bit easier, and I think Mackay's just starting to pick up now, wanting to help local talent.
Tell me what your hopes are for if you could improve the Mackay situation with just building local connections or that sort of thing. Where would you like to see it go?
Yeah, I'd love to see a bit of a community hub, where there may be one out there, I'm not too sure, but just where writers or those maybe with the skill of publishing are able to come together and transform Mackay into somewhere where others maybe in the rural areas can come and get their imaginations going and create something unique for the area, and people that travel to our town will want to say, oh, there's authors here in Mackay. So I'd love for us to be a bit of a tourist hub for local writers as well.
Obviously, it's a big help to have local businesses and that supporting in the promotion of your book as well. Where would you think you would be without them?
Yeah, no, it'd be very difficult. I'd probably just be trying to rely on social media, but the places like the Avenue Cafe here and West Leagues Club themselves, they've been tremendous help. The Mackay Library, they're willing to come on board next year, so that's going to be great too, and Youngler Chalet. So, but like today with the Avenue Cafe, people want to have a breather. They stop and have a drink or something to eat and read. So why not have some local talent on the bookshelves for them to read and either buy or go home and buy. So it's unbelievable.
Absolutely, and we will be talking to Rick, the cafe owner, about this whole supporting locals and supporting local authors as well.